So it's another day of the Peaceful Power Reset. What's up, everyone? So grateful that you've joined me and given me some cool comments. Actually, a couple of requests to talk about something. And so today I'm going to focus on that. And that's all about clean eating. You know, you hear about it, but how can you be in a nutritional place, eating clean, and feel like a champ without losing your mind? And let me say, I know what that feels like. I remember years ago, well, first of all, I'm going to ask you a question. Have you ever stood in front of the mirror and been like, oh my God, why am I so bloated? Like all I did was eat lettuce yesterday. I don't know why I feel so bloated. Or whatever, for whatever reason, you feel like you're not even eating that much, but you still feel bloated and that feel heavy. That's a nasty feeling. And I can totally relate because after I had my kids, I think I was like 42. And I thought I was doing everything right. I mean, my dad was a good role model on healthy eating. And when you're from a family of 9, you just, well, I have 8 siblings. You learn how to eat better, and just because my mom cooked quantity, and then quantity meant really healthy food. She's Polish and German, so we had a lot of goulash and big quantities of things. But they always had a ton of vegetables and protein and a little bit of carb and healthy fat. Like somehow, some way, days of yore, when I was growing up, it was just easier to eat cleaner. And so the environment that I was born into, I was lucked out. That's one of the benefits of growing up in a big family is you have vats of food. And it tends to be things that are, you know, peasant food, as my mother would say, our goulash with everything in it. It was delicious. But when after I had my kids, my body, you know, I didn't feel good. I didn't look that good either. And so I thought I was doing all the right things. And so I hired a trainer and I was like, all right, and he was like, keep a food journal. So I handed it to him and he's like, and I'm like, why? What did I do wrong? And he's like, literally, I was like, tell me. And he's, Katie, you're not eating enough protein. And I was like, what? Like, I'm eating this. He's like, you're not eating enough protein. And I thought I was doing it all right, and I wasn't. And I was a fitness girl. And so from that point on, and then soon after that, when I made those changes and really started to commit to the exercise, the hydration, and eating clean, I entered and won my first bikini competition at age 43. So today, what I want to share with you, because really that's what happens when I'm out and about now that I'm getting ready for a show, is people are like, oh my God, your arms are so jacked, or, you know, what do you eat? And it's just, I'm used to it. I'm in a warmer climate, so I have less clothes. And so people just ask those questions, especially when I was in Florida, and now I'm in Atlanta. And so I get the same thing. So I want to talk to you about the 5 ways that you can eat like a champ without going crazy, without losing your mind. You ready? Now, I recommend you can write them down if you want, because I think they're really, really good tips. And the first one is to focus on your protein. And these, you're going to be like, oh yeah, I know these. But if you just start applying these, you know, we learn by repetition, right? So make protein the boss of your plate. Studies have shown you used to be 0.8 grams per pound of lean muscle mass. But now they've shown, particularly as you age, you actually don't assimilate and break down the protein as well. So you really need 1.2 grams per pound of lean body mass or body weight. In my case, I'm eating more than that. So I'm getting ready for a show, probably eating 160 grams at least, and I'm 113. So I'm up a little bit just because I'm cutting out other things and I want to make sure my muscles and my brain are happy with the protein, okay? So number 1 is eat protein like a boss, okay? Number 2 is veggies are your new BFF. Now, I'm going to give you a hack. I buy frozen veg because what the studies have shown is oftentimes fresh frozen vegetables are better than the stuff that's been sitting in the supermarket for weeks, been in trucks for weeks. So I do buy bags and bags of frozen veg because I find that I'm actually more likely to eat it. Fresh greens, salads, I get that fresh, obviously not frozen. That would be weird. And I use my air fryer, or when I'm cooking my protein, I'll just put it in a pan and roast it next to my protein. And I always have a ton of vegetables with my protein so that I can chow when I need to. So veggies as your BFF, that's number 2. Number 3 is keep your healthy carbs up. And that doesn't mean, you know, 3 cups. For me, it's like a quarter of a cup or whatever, but just be conscious of how much you're having. If you have a scale, great. But really, it's just being conscious of how much you're eating of those carbs. And there's, like a fistful is cool. And there's basmati rice, which I love, sweet potatoes, quinoa. All of those complex carbs are fabulous in your meals. Number 4 is have your healthy fat. So, a tablespoon of olive oil on your food, cooking with a little bit of olive oil, keeping that moderate, not too heavy. And you know why? Because you know what? Fat helps with satiation, and it also is so good for your brain. Your brain loves the fat because it keeps it healthy. So remember, at our basal metabolic rate, the rate of our calories that we burn just in resting, so much of that is actually going towards our brain. Our brain consumes a ton of energy, so we have to feed it and feed it well. And last, minimize the junk. Now, I'm going to tell you this thing just as something to think about. When you're on a diet for a show, obviously I'm dieting this time around. It was like 12 weeks that I was being more strict, and I would have like a cheat meal maybe in there. But generally, give yourself a time frame. Like say, for 3 weeks, I'm going to eat real well. I'm going to watch what I eat. I'm going to maybe even measure what I eat. I'm going to increase my water, whatever those choices that you make are. But commit to a time frame. A week, 2 weeks, a month. It doesn't matter, but just commit to that timeline and say, in this time, I'm not going to have any. For me, if I have tortilla chips in the house or ice cream, it's just gone. I'm not going to stop eating it until it's gone. So there are certain things I just don't have in my house. But I will after my show in July. So that's it. So just minimize the junk or just cut it out for a time period, not forever, but just a time period. And I promise you, if you activate any and all of these in some mix, you're going to feel so much more amazing in weeks, in a month. The bloat, the energy, all of those things. So 5 ways, again, increase your protein, make vegetables your BFF, nice complex carbs that are and fat, healthy for your brain, measure it out and enjoy that. Your brain certainly will. And then moderate your junk or eliminate it for a set period of time. I hope that helps you. I appreciate you being part of this. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And until next time, remember, I believe in you and I'm grateful for this time together. Peace, everyone. Bye-bye.